Hey everybody. Um, Today, this is obviously our first online class. I'm teaching. I posted a video. Uh, excuse me. Before that, but that one really was just kind of an informational video. This is our first actual lesson, so welcome to this kind of class. As I kind of mentioned in the previous video. Whether you watched it or not, it wasn't like a requirement, but I would highly recommend it as I got some really useful information on it. Anyhow, I just talked about how this is a learning struggle for me and Mrs. Zank, and we're not struggle, learning curve for me and Mrs. Zank and all your other teachers. So bear with us, um, and we'll get through this together. So anyhow, today we're going to learn about why is being able to deal with conflict important. That's really our lesson objective, our main idea. Now, obviously, just like any other lesson, go ahead and do that 3.9 baseline in Google Classroom. It isn't posted here as of this recording the video because I am waiting till the 31st to post everything. But obviously it'll be in the same place as it always is. Classroom expectations, not really going to go over those today because they are a lot different now. So our learning goal, again, is these are the steps we can really take to resolve conflicts, and that's what we're going to learn about is a way to really systematically figure out how to actually resolve conflicts. You can go ahead and pause the video now and watch this. It is from a movie called The Other Guys, which is rated PG-13. So if you have any little siblings around or anything like that, I wouldn't recommend it. It's nothing super, serious or inappropriate that happens. I think they just say that the S word like once, and some other kind of inappropriate things, but nothing major. Obviously, I'm not going to show you something super inappropriate. So anyhow, we are going to learn the SOLVE strategy, and that is an acronym because this curriculum loves acronyms. And we can really just put this in the presentation mode. Stop and think, objectively state the problem, list the possible options and outcomes, voice your choice and act, and then evaluate and adjust. But today we are just going to focus on the stop and think and objectively state the problem. Okay, so after watching that video, I really hope you guys liked it. Let's stop and think. So I think this is the video right here. I don't need to watch this. So obviously we got Will Ferrell, really why do we have all these ads in the corner, talking about his humming along. He's typing on the computer, humming along, and Mark Wahlberg, the other guy sitting across from him without the curly hair, he's mad. And what does he do? He goes ahead and yells at him. Now, that's not a super appropriate way to deal with the situation. He did not do this step, the stop and think. Like, what is yelling at Will Ferrell gonna do? What's yelling at Will gonna do? He didn't think about that. And that got him, that started like a conflict. He went and yelled at him. Obviously, when you do that, you come off rude and hostile. And one of the reasons, even though this video is to get a bit ridiculous and out there, especially when they start talking about the different breathing apparatuses, one of the reasons why I chose this video is because that is a very common situation you will almost certainly find yourself in the future. You're going to be in a situation where someone's being loud and annoying and you're trying to get work done. So this lesson is really applicable to that. So right, stop and think. make the relationship your first priority. Obviously, Mark Wahlberg did not do that. Treat others calmly with mutual respect. No, we just yelled at him. A solution that ends a good relationship is a poor one. So again, don't yell. Keep people and problems separate. Take the approach where there's a problem to be solved. Yeah, just don't start labeling people as difficult. Like, oh, this is a difficult person. You're hard to deal with. That's not going to get you anywhere in terms of this, being able to of doing this. And then of course, first seek to understand and then to be understood. You got to actively listen to the person's perspective. Seek an agreement. Watch your language. Use I feel statements, which he kind of does, and we'll get to that in a second. He talks. He's like, "Hey, I know you can." That's not really an I feel statement, but this is where he does this step, the problem statement, which he does a good job. We got to give him credit for that. I know you can. I would just not like you to. And as you can see, Will Ferrell has a great reaction to that. He's just like, okay, no, I totally get that. Of course, then almost immediately afterwards, they get into another argument, but for the purposes of just that first conflict, because there's honestly like multiple conflicts that go on, but I'm just talking about the humming conflict. He does a good job with that. Okay, so I hope that all makes sense to you guys. Email me if you have any questions or anything like that. Not the right thing. So this is the baseline. So then go ahead, and I actually want you to watch, and it's at the end of this slide. Watch this video. It is a Friends clip about Chandler and Monica, and about how Chandler, pretty much, I don't want to give away, but pretty much it's about Chandler who gets massages from Monica, and he doesn't want to tell her that her massages are super painful and awful. So I want you to apply that same kind of steps. I want you to apply the S, stop and think, and the objectively state the problem, the S and the O steps, to that conflict that Chandler and Monica find themselves in. Just for now, and that'll be on Google Classrooms. Again, I haven't posted it yet, but this is what it looks like. What is the S and the O step? How did Chandler use them, or how did he not use them? If you want to go that route too, I'm okay with that. And kind of argue the different side of them. Okay. So yeah, go ahead and do that. Thank you guys for listening.